Well, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is, whatever it is, wherever you are. It's Tuesday and we're live. It's not Monday. Chris Hamilton, calm down. You're not missing it. You're right this time. All right. Hey, you know what? Let's do this. We'll be right back.
Paying too much for trucking insurance? What if you could save more by making one simple phone call and keep more profit? You could very well do just that with one simple call to Seabright Agency, 800-366-6466. Call now.
Now here's a question that all owner-operators and small fleet owners should consider. What happens when you access the unrivaled advantages that are available through the ES Advantage program? We asked Jeff and Charley from Contractors Corner to share their thoughts on how they've been able to utilize the discounts and services that are a part of the ES Advantage.
Your business will make you money if you do well at that business. And ES Advantage in trucking, they do really well at providing those services. So the effect that ES has had on our personal trucking operations, not even talking about what we do on the consulting arena, I've been able to save thousands of dollars a year in fuel because of the relationship with them. I have a new accountant that I work with, trucker CFO, that I learned about from ES Advantage.
They're giving you that 10,000 yard kind of support from behind that creates a way for you to succeed, which is one of the things that we love, because anything you can do to help someone succeed is going to help them succeed. They make money by making sure you make money.
Now, if you're an owner-operator or small fleet owner and you would like to learn more about how you can drive savings to the bottom line of your business, the ES Advantage program has the discounts and services that deliver the kind of unrivaled advantages that are designed to help you improve your overall operation. Get connected with the ES Advantage today.
Oh, hi. You know what? Let's put him on the spot.
What's up?
That was quick. Hey, what's up, man?
Today, man.
Dude, it is definitely. I'm home. I'm happy. I'm tired. I got home last night, got a migraine, laid down to try and get rid of my migraine, like just laid on top of the blankets, still in my nasty clothes from the truck. Woke up at 6:30 this morning in the same position, still in my nasty clothes. It was something. Apparently I was tired. I don't know. I ran my whole 70 out again, so I guess that's a good thing. I think I had like 2 hours left on it. It's a pretty good week. I was pretty happy. You know who was first? Watch, look. Oh my God, Jim Wall. 2:24 p.m. this afternoon. Jim was in there.
Yeah, and he's going to catch us on the replay, apparently.
Ah, makes sense. Craig was second. Chris Hamilton, always third. That guy.
Yeah.
Can't catch a break. But you know what? He's consistent. Just saying.
Yeah.
Jeff, where the hell are you?
I'm just north of Macon, Georgia, waiting to pick up.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So yeah,
yeah,
living the dream, man.
Right? Jeff got the last parking spot in the truck stop, and it was one a big truck and trailer couldn't get in anyhow. He was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, you're dirty."
Hey, man. You know that spot right at the end that someone probably should have parked in first,
right?
Because of the way the lot is.
Yeah.
Because if a tractor trailer comes in here, they can't turn around. They're gonna have to back out of this place.
Right? Oh, dude.
It's one of those loves, which, you know, I had to get my free drink.
Right.
I get for fueling at the Loves.
Hey, Michael. What's up, buddy? Matt Nison's all up in here.
Howdy, y'all.
TK.
You got to explain that to me, TK, because I just recently read through Think and Grow Rich Again. And humbug used to mean something completely different, Charlie.
Right.
Like
Trucker
Carnegie
Dan.
used the word all the time. If you want to know what the humbug is, go down to the docks.
Right.
Is it kind of like the scuttlebutt? That's what it was back in the day. So I don't know, man.
It's weird. It's weird, man.
So maybe we've been misinterpreting TK's bah humbug all this time.
Tim's all up in his place, but now he's like chilling out. He's gonna tune us out while he chills out by the pool, he said. Whatever.
Nice.
Look, there's James Vaughn. Craig is being impatient. Want to fight? With him, the post living large.
So James, did you notice that I went up to you on the foreign language stuff up there? I'll put it up again.
That'll hurt your brain. Made my eyeballs bleed a little bit.
There we go. Ha! Take that, James Vaughn.
Yeah.
Just a little thing for my peoples. So, what are you up to, Charlie, other than staying at home?
Staying at home. Yeah, right. I got home yesterday afternoon. Was getting ready to come home, and they're like, "Hey, you want to run another one real quick up to Tifton?" Yes, I'll do that. After I proved it through Rosie first, she had to be okay with it. But hey, that was an extra 200 miles. I took it. Put me over
Nice.
5,000 for the week unloaded miles, so I'm pretty happy about it.
Yeah.
Look, Jim said he's sitting there. Don't talk trash, Jeff. Remember, he used to not like me, but he's about to not like you because you're talking trash about him. I got you, Jim. Don't worry, buddy. Hey, Josh is in Macon, Georgia.
Oh yeah.
That's what he said.
We're at. Well, I'm like what? How far is that? Exit
You're in
201
Jackson.
from Macon. It's Jackson. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a freaking place with like 2,000 truck stops all in one place, and every last spot is full at 3. Was full at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Ooh, Sean's gonna get in trouble.
8,000 pounds in Texas? I don't know about that.
It'll cost like $13.
Yeah, I mean, are you wearing the cowboy hat with the Texas Lone Star band on it? That might get you out of it.
Yep. Need a pistol on each side. Just saying. TK's in Tualatin.
Got
Josh
it.
is at the Coles DC.
2 peacemakers.
Tualatin. Detroit, Canada. That's exactly right. Jeff was just up that way a couple days ago.
Yeah, it's up in Michigan.
Ha. Sean says there's no scales. Yeah, they got portable scales, bro.
Yeah, last time I was in Texas, I was like on the phone with Charlie because that's what we do. We talk and drive. Bluetooth, just saying.
Oh my God. The cops
And
are
I'm
out
like-
working hard.
And I'm like, there's another one that's open. I mean, literally, like for the last 10 years, I have not seen an open weigh station in Texas. And that day, I swear every one of them was open.
Right. And then I was there, Monday, coming back Monday.
Mhm.
We were finishing our trip down to McAllen and coming back up to Florida Monday or Sunday. No, it was Sunday. And like there was troopers and county guys tagging big trucks all the way down, all the way back up. It was crazy. Like every couple of miles, there's another big truck. So I'm just saying, be careful. They're looking
James
for you.
Vaughn is bragging about his 307 in Laredo, Texas. 301 in Charleston, South Carolina. Just saying.
Look for them prices, yo. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know what to do doing this from home. It's weird. Like I feel odd right now. It's very.
Feel like maybe you should be actually working or something.
Right? Because I need to work more this week. Yeah, I got to go sit at the Ocala terminal all day tomorrow. That's what I'm gonna do, and stare at them in the shop.
Well, they don't work on your. Well, they're not working on your truck.
Oh, I'm gonna be like staring, like, hey, 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 hey.
Where's that list I gave you?
Right? Just saying, man. I supposedly have a 10 a.m. appointment, and They're going to tell me like, yeah, we just give you a slot and then we fit you in when we can. I'm going to be like, then why am I having an appointment set? Why am I expected to be here on time if you're not going to work on my truck on it? It's going to be a whole thing tomorrow. I can already tell you, because I need it done tomorrow.
Yeah,
Like,
because you got that stuff to do for Target.
yeah, dude. Look, if any of you got team trucks or mentor trucks, especially teams, there is a ton of work for like the next 7-8 weeks right now at Target in Lake City, Florida. I mean,
So
they'll even take solos.
let's talk about that for a second, Charlie.
For real.
Because there's been some guys that say they want to go down there, but they're not willing to do what it takes to get down there.
Yeah.
So here's one of those times, people, that you need to do the math. I mean, if I had a student that was on the ball and ready to run team, and I was sitting in Houston, Texas right now, I would eat the deadhead to go to Lake City. I would just go.
It's one of those times right now. Seriously.
Why would I do that, Charlie?
Because you know the profit on the other end is hot.
Right.
I ran 23. Okay, so it was 2318 paid loaded miles. And because of the weight there and the weight back, weight as in pounds, we ran 9.95 miles per gallon, running 65 miles an hour for the whole run. That's to the bank. That's all profit. I'm just telling you, that load was profit. Like, it was profit. I'm just saying it was good. And, you know, we got guys that have called, and I ain't cracking on anybody. Don't take this the wrong way. They're like, hey, I'm in South Carolina, and Ida can't pull you from South Carolina. She can't pull you, you know, I mean, she can stretch a little bit, but you really have to be pretty close to the DC for her to be able to pull you out of the fleet and put you on her fleet. This is what I'm going to recommend. If you're a team, particularly if you're a team or a mentor with a student that's over 50 hours and you can team right now, if you're anywhere in the Southeast, Central, I'm just saying you might want to just deadhead. Just deadhead and call Ida, say, hey, if I deadhead over there, can I have a load tomorrow? Verify, check, verify. Because the other day, you know, a heavy day for us is in that 20 something, 28 loads a day. That's heavy. You know, they're like, man, we got to get everybody working today. They dropped 48 loads on us on Saturday. And almost all of them were Texas loads.
Right. So from Lake City, Florida, out to Texas, deliver 3 stores and come back.
Right. All the stop pay, the whole 9 yards. And if look, they're running some solos out to do relays. So they're running some of those guys out about 500 miles. They have a relay spot. They're passing off to another solo or one of the Texas teams, and they're taking them over. You do your 10, bring back the empty trailer that you just swapped out.
Yep.
Do we know why?
We're talking consistency here, people.
Yeah, it's crazy. And and the more we can grab, the better for the DC and for Swift, for you Swift guys out there. Seriously, it's off the hook right now. Seriously. Like Rosie and
it's only gonna be between 8 and 10 weeks. So if you're gonna go.
Right, burn it up now while the getting is good. I mean, Rosie and I ran 2 Texas loads and the load that got us down to Florida. And like I said, we did just over 5,000 miles for the week. Burned up our 70, and we only worked 6 days. Excuse me. We did work 6 days. So, but with the runs that are running right now, oh my God, I've got it worked out to where we could probably be right around that 5,000 miles for the next 7 weeks.
I'll just put this up there because you're short circuiting it.
I know. I was reading chat. Disaster relief, exactly. The Denton Target DC got hit by high winds, possibly actually a tornado. There seems to be mixed feelings on that. So that DC has been put out of commission for the next, they're saying 8 to 10 weeks. So all of the groceries that have to go out there to the stores that the Denton DC serviced are coming from Florida. Some are coming from a couple of the other DCs. Um, yeah, it's hot right now. We are covering all of Texas, is from what it looks like to me, at least from the middle of Texas east and from top to bottom. Because like I said, my last run was McAllen, Texas, Mission, Texas, McAllen, Texas. And it was awesome. My first store was 8.8 miles from my second store. And my third store was 4.4 miles back towards my first store from the second store. Perfect little triangle. And then we just hauled tail back. And all the Texas stores I've run into have been super efficient, which has made me very happy. Because it's nice. The very first stop was messed up because they didn't know how to deal with it. That was a nightmare. Conroe, gosh.
Yeah, you got some sort of like code breaking you got to do or something, don't you?
Yeah, it was a thing. But yeah, and it's all loaded miles, round trip. They haven't been able to set up any backhauls coming from Texas, so whatever. And what it's causing is like Saturday, for instance, they canceled like all of our Atlanta runs, which is a lot of runs typically every day. But that means we're going to have to make up those stores deliveries as we progress, right? So now we're covering all the Texas stuff and then having to make up all our regular stuff. So that's why they need people so bad.
Yep.
Travis said, so I went from hauling light JCPenney loads to heavy Walmart mile per gallon, went from 10.5 to 6. Yeah, that sucks. You should slow down. You should definitely drive slower.
And have that charge air cooler checked.
Right.
Maybe run the overhead.
Excuse me.
Because in my old butt 16, running heavy loads most of the time, I still average 7.9 going heavy paper loads through the Rockies. In my 22, I was at 8.3 or something like that. I'd have to look. In my straight truck, I'm averaging 9.8.
Right.
I think that's mainly because my APU. My APU does not shut off while I'm driving like it's supposed to, so it's sucking fuel when it shouldn't be. Not happy about that, but yeah, I'll be in the Western Star here in about a week, I think.
Craig is not wrong here. Just call to verify, okay? Call Ida, say, hey, I'm in North Carolina. I have a team or I have a student that's over 50 hours. Even if you have one that's under 50 hours, you'll do better if you got one over 50 hours that you can actually trust to run more team-like freight. Honestly, you just will. And the getting is good, so get it while you can, because they will run your clock out. They will absolutely, with these loads, they will run your clock out. It's good right now. And I've seen a lot of people out there talking about, they're on team and they're still not making money, which is baffling me, because Rosie and I were doing just fine OTR for them. Even with, Rosie got like 334s in last week. It was weird. And we still did right around 4,000 miles for the week, and so I was like, okay, whatever. But yeah, so some of these guys are really struggling out there, even in the team market. Jump on it now and save. Just saying. Give Ida a call. I'm not sure what the phone number is. Or
yeah, well, and let's be real too, Charlie. If you're one of those people, which there's a few of us out there right now,
right,
that freight's been light enough to where you're really suffering, you should really consider going and doing this for the next couple weeks. Get yourself out of that hole. Get back on track. Give yourself some breathing room. Because we think that we're at the bottom of this nastiness. We have seen a little bit of an increase over the last couple of months. Nothing to write home about, but there is a bit of an increase. But it's still murder out there with the freight volumes. So when you have an opportunity like this, you take it. That's why I did 4.5 months without going home in Opelika that time. I mean, they didn't kick me to the curb, and we were making money, and you know, I ran it until they told me to go home.
Right. If you're interested, call that phone number right there. Tell them that Charley and Jeff told you to tell them Charley told you to call, and to leave your name and number for Steve or Ida, and that you're interested in running some of this extra freight they have and trying to help out, and yeah, and get one of those, talk to one of them, and then verify,
Yeah,
hey, if I come down from Carolina and Deadhead right myself right now, can you keep me busy as soon as I get there? And they'll probably say yeah.
so that's kind of a good segue into something that I've been seeing on the Facebooks this week, Charlie. People at Swift wanting to do dedicated because there's a bunch of new dedicated lanes that just opened up that they're
Right.
actually advertised for this week at Swift. But they all have these tighter than what I'm used to radiuses of where you could live. Like Opelika is like 40 miles from the DC.
Right.
I'm trying to explain to people, don't call Phoenix, don't call placement, call the DC directly.
Mhm.
And if you get the same answer, just say, hey, well, okay, I get it, but hey, do you need any help on search for a while? I could do that for a couple of weeks, at least help you guys out. Because a lot of times, Opelika in particular, since I have experience there, I can tell you that most of their company drivers, they go home every night. That's probably why they've shrunken that radius, because you go home at night, you come back, they want you to be able to take the loads. And I was telling one driver, I said, go see if they'll use you on one of those temporary 2-3 week things, and make it known you don't go home. This she lived like 60 miles from the DC, but she just doesn't go home until she goes home for home like vacation.
Right.
Let them know that that's your MO. Maybe the answer changes when they see how you work.
This is a big thing.
When you have the opportunity to go to one of these accounts, think of it like a tryout. You might be surprised to see what they will do to keep you there if you're a good fit for that DC. A lot of the little rules, like, Grandview is about 150 miles away from Seattle. Well, we can't take you because you live in Seattle. I knew a lot of guys that lived in Seattle that ran the Grandview Walmart, and it was because they worked. That's the main thing to these account runners, is getting those loads delivered on time. And if you're a good fit, you're a good fit, and they do recognize that. So see if you can get on, whether you're a company driver or an owner operator at Swift or any other carrier for that matter. Other carriers have to do the same thing, where they bring OTR people in to help during the holidays and things like that. If you really want a dedicated run, see if you can't help them out. Treat it like a tryout. Build the relationship. That relationship will be king. You'd be surprised what that'll get you.
For real. Sorry.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say it, but Josh, that seems to be the case. Placement doesn't know anything about dedicated.
Right.
Just based on the message traffic I see on social media, that Swift puts out this big flyer to the whole world. Hey, we need dedicated drivers for these accounts. People call a placement and they don't know anything about it.
Well, you know what I think part of the problem is, honestly, placement has the by the book, black and white requirements,
right?
And that's all they will speak to. And if you don't fall within those parameters, they're like, no. But talking to the DC people directly, different thing.
Unless you're between the ages of 42 and 42 and a half, have purple hair and missing the left big toe, they don't want you.
Right.
It's
Victor, sorry I missed your call earlier, brother. My bad. It's been a day. Yeah, for real though. It's been a thing.
And everywhere you go
right now, by the way.
Everywhere you go, any of these dedicated accounts, when you hit terminals, any of that, talk to the people, get to know the people. We do, believe it or not, Charlie, we have members of our group, OTR, Solo, not mentors, doing 2,800 miles a week.
Right?
How is that when so many people are not?
It's cray.
Well, the one person I'm thinking of in my mind right now, it's because he basically did what we said. He started keeping a list of the planners and everybody that were actually helping him, and so those are the people he talks to now. Took him a few months, but he did the hard work. You know, he's got his list of planners in different regions of guys that of planners that are starting to get to know him and know that he's a go-to guy. So he's doing better than average.
That guy right there.
That's right.
Just saying.
So
And these two guys right here built some relationships, and they're running 3,000 plus miles a week solo.
yep.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
What's
I
up,
mean,
Dennis?
you know, we kind of had I had kind of an argument with a person on Facebook probably a few weeks ago now, where I had mentioned all that stuff. He's like, "Well, that just sounds too much like kissing butt to me, and I don't do that." Okay, well, don't complain to me about your 1,500 miles a week then. You know, we are in business, and part of business is building relationships. And people that don't build relationships just don't do all that good.
Look, Matt's outside the radius that they hire from on that account, and he's still there.
Yeah.
He went up to help out, started cranking it out, made it work, and he's doing his thing. Just saying.
Right.
Victor's
So I was
on the
told
Temple account.
something crazy today. So those of you that are watching what I'm doing, I was told today, Charlie, that I'm saying yes to too many loads.
That's funny.
Well, the thing is, different business, right?
Right.
One of the things I'm not used to is the ability to negotiate. Right. And so
True enough.
apparently right now the dispatchers at Panther are like, "Oh yeah, this guy'll do anything." And I was talking to my people at Rob's organization today, and they're like, "Yeah, you need to stop doing that." You know, there's nothing wrong with the loads that you're taking, but you need to be asking for more money for those loads. And I'm like, "What do you mean more money?" Because it's Swift. It was just like, it is what it is, right? Well, here it's like, no, if they want something done, they need to pay to get it done. So there's a little bit of a learning curve here for me, is what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm not doing terrible bad. You know, I am profitable, but I'm absolutely, just out of ignorance right now, leaving money on the table. And that's something to keep in mind when you switch carriers like I've done.
Yeah. the learning curve.
Totally different operation. New people to work with, new relationships to build. One of the reasons why Charlie and I have stayed at Swift as long as we did, right? The relationships that I had built over 18 years. It was a tough sell to get me to go somewhere else. Right opportunity came along, so I did it. But man, it is every bit what we have warned people about, Charlie.
Right. Yep.
There's definitely a learning curve. The
Oh,
money
yeah.
is there. The money's there. I see the money. It's over there. I'm reaching
Right.
for it.
Just it's close.
But I got to learn how to get it, you know? So that's it, it's totally different. I'm enjoying it, but at the same time, damn, what do you mean I left $100 on the table yesterday? What are you even
Right.
talking about? And she's like, and the lady at Rob's place is like, well, let me explain it to you again.
For real.
So yeah, I haven't experienced much sitting really, other than running out of hours and not being able to get the next load. So that's not really a thing. Absolutely, in a straight truck, I can't say this enough. Teams are king in a straight truck.
Right.
I was telling Charlie about how to properly run the truck I'm in right now would be to have two people, and you just pick a 12-hour period. Like if Charlie and Rosie were on this truck,
Yep.
Charlie works from midnight
Noon
to
to
midnight,
midnight.
noon to midnight. Rosie works from midnight to noon, and that way the truck is always available because the loads are
Right.
shorter. That's true. But where I'm coming in is I'll do a load, right? 300-400 miles. it doesn't leave me much time on my clock to go pick up another one. But they have freight 24/7,
Right.
and so to keep the truck moving in the straight truck game, because the stuff I'm doing in a straight truck is different than tractor trailer. Tractor trailer is going to have a little more miles on it. You know, like my last load, Charlie, was 2 big rolls, looked like carpet. It wasn't carpet. It's like solar material or something like that, and it was a sample for this company. This company's engineers wanted a sample of this company's materials to see if they wanted to buy it.
Right.
Just 2 rolls had to be there this morning because the engineers wanted to do their tests on it and do the bidding process next week.
Right.
Weird stuff like that. I hauled 4 DPF units for Volvo the other day.
Nice. Matt wants to know if you wanted to run with you, Jeff. Jeff don't want a roommate.
It's tempting, Matt, but I am not a good roommate. I stand by that. I am a terrible roommate.
Sean wants Victor to bring him tacos. Victor said he's got his tacos. I'm just saying. I just finished eating 2 bowls of carnitas and frijoles and rice, and oh God, it was good. Sorry.
Had a ham sandwich.
Yep. It's one of them days. I was just happy to be home. Rosie's like, I'm a cook. We haven't had a lot of time this past week to like eat right. You know what I mean? We were just going, man. It was good. I enjoyed it. It made for a good week. You know what's funny? I didn't get a lot of headaches this week. I started to get them, but just like on that teetering edge, and then as soon as I got home, damn migraine last night. Figure that out. Might be something to that. I don't know. Of course, I did come right in and sit down in front of the computer as soon as I got here. So that was the whole thing.
That's on you.
Yeah, I know. I had things to do, man. I didn't do any of them, but I had things to do. You know how that goes. They start scrolling, bro. Truth be told, I just, oh, man. Whatever. Oh, so how are you guys doing this week? What are your plans? What's going on with you? How are you doing in building your relationships? What have you done this week to work towards building your relationships out here in the trucking industry? Huh? Give you guys a minute to think about that. How are you doing? What are you doing to build your relationships this week? Let's hear it. I'd like to hear what was going on. That's probably a true statement. The computer was my headache. Oh, dude, for whatever reason, I got logged out of all of my Google accounts, Jeff. And you know how many different ones I have.
Yes.
Dude, it was a thing trying to get them all open back up because passwords and nonsense and 2-form authentication. Oh, my God. I'm over it. Anyhow, it was a thing. Victor said he called Rapid today to see how much he's paid into excessive mileage in 2.5 years. He's surprised he's already paid in $12,500.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Craig went west this week, or he's going west this week. He's running out to Idaho.
Idaho.
Did you hear what he was saying about that load? He's taking back a load of beans that came in on rail from Idaho that were bad when they got out here. So they're taking the bad beans back and swapping it for good beans and trucking it back again. I'm like, score.
That's a good deal right there.
Oh, there you go. Matt can run a blocker for Craig. He's gonna be the bandit.
There you go.
All right. In his damn Hellcat. This dude picked up a car he probably shouldn't ever buy. I'm just saying. I feel like Giant Matt in that Hellcat is gonna get arrested.
Yeah, but I'm picturing him in that car, and the big smile on his face.
It's a jailbreak too at that. I'm just saying. Oh man. And Victor, Sean, Victor said he's got sausage for you as well if you want it. That's funny. We'll leave it at that. Oh my God. Whatever. Dennis says he's over at the Loves in Covington, Virginia, and heading to Wisconsin. That's too far into Canada for me.
Yeah, it's the right time of year for it. Come on, man.
But thank you. Rosie just tried to bring me a bowl of ice cream, and that was not going to work well while I was doing the show. I looked at it, I was like, oh.
Oh, and that's it, guys. We're gonna wrap
Yeah,
it up.
sorry guys, gotta go. Well, I'll see. It's me and chocolate chip, yo. I'm just saying.
Oh
Oh,
man.
oh, and Victor says his sausage is spicy, Sean.
Oh,
I'm
my
just helping you
goodness.
guys have your conversation. Whatever. What? I'm not saying anything. We're still okay.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, what's wrong? So you guys, I asked y'all a question. What's up? Come on. You guys got to have some answers. What have you done this week working towards building those professional relationships? Those things that are doing all these things for you, or should be, or could be doing magical things for you in your business. Look, he said, just stop. Oh,
People got
my
jokes.
God. Oh,
Hey, at least it's not us this time, Charlie.
I look, the conversation between Matt and Craig has gone off the rails. I'm not even sure what's happening over there. I'm just not even going to put that up. I don't know. What is it? Let's see. Look like fish.
Okay.
Can we just start calling Sean Cookie Monster?
Hey, shoe fits.
I'm just saying. Oh, Cookie Monster. C is for cookie. That's good. See, I'm triggered. I'm triggered.
YouTube's coming after us again. Don't mess with the Muppets, man.
Right. Probably just got copyrighted, blocked, and whatever. We're probably off the air as we speak.
Oh man.
Well, that's a good start, Dennis. His answer is trying not to piss his contacts off. That's fair.
That's a good start.
look. He was typing in chat. I can't help.
I think you just earned a nickname.
Yes. Oh, I could see him too with his accent singing it. You'll fall out of the balcony.
You'll fall out of the balcony.
Oh my God.
What's those two old guys' names? They're my favorite in the Muppets.
Man. I know.
Those two old guys up there.
Dude, that's me and you.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Waldorf or something. I don't know. We just last time I was home, we watched the Muppets Haunted House, and it was great. It hit all of the nostalgic buttons. The kids loved it. It was a great movie.
Statler and Waldorf.
Oh, I had to look it up. Okay.
I had to look, bro. Absolutely had to. Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
Ooh, so since nobody's answering our question really, I saw a great reel the other day, and it was Kermit the Frog auditioning for the part of Yoda. Ooh. You guys got to look that up. It's hilarious.
Oh. I'm doing that right now, and I shouldn't be, but I'm gonna.
Oh, TK is making friends with the new planners in the area. Up there in the Northwest there, TK? Got new people to work with? Uh-oh, he's hooked.
Stupid commercials.
Yeah, I know.
Is my sound? TK, that sounds like coming through, right?
I'm wondering, TK, how often do you end up there in the Northwest? And if things are any different at your carrier than it is at Swift, because it's pretty much a black hole up there for the Swift guys. I know that. I know at Panther we don't go too much past west of the Mississippi to the point to where I'm trying to figure out what home time is going to look like for me getting over there. But wow, delivers in Seattle tomorrow and picks up a load going back to Houston, Charlie. That's a good one. That's a nice tour right there.
Yeah. I couldn't find the audition. Dang it.
I'll see if I can find it and send it to you later.
Yeah, right. You should. Oh, I was looking.
I should have known better than that.
I know, dude.
Squirrels.
And then
Squirrels,
I see
man.
things like Baby Yoda tries to eat Kermit. I'm like, what is that? I should click on that right now. What?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I don't even know. What is happening down there?
I don't know.
Oh, Sean wants to race Matt's Hellcat with his wife's truck.
Okay.
I need that on video. That will be fun to watch. Just saying.
Yeah, Alan's going to show up in his Challenger and beat them all.
That'd be fun. Oh, Jeff, we are off the rails tonight, bro. I don't even know where we're going anymore. We were talking about things, and then they went away, and like they're just throwing us off the rails tonight. So that's where we're going. We're off the rails, bro. We're just gonna see where this train wreck ends tonight, and see what happens, and just roll with it. Oh, good Lord! Now we're talking about racing cars, and I don't even know. But you know, hey, just saying, let me throw out a plug out there. Hey, you guys out there in the trucking world, if you need insurance, give Seabright a call. Doesn't matter what carrier you're pulling for. If you have the ability to purchase your own insurance, give them a call. Tell them that we said you should call there. Mention Contractors Corner or Charley and Jeff and say, hey, those two knuckleheads on YouTube said we should call. The number scrolling on the bottom of your screen right now, 866-366-6466. Give them a call. Tell them we told you to call and see if they can't do you better on your insurance than what you currently got right now. What do you got to lose? Right? If you're a Swift contractor, let them know you're a Swift contractor. There's a different pool for you. If you're not a Swift contractor, let them know that you're not a Swift contractor, but that we told you to come over there and give them a call, and they will hook you up with a rate. And worst case, you have a better deal right now somehow. Best case, you save a couple $100 a month for way better coverage than what you already have. Just throwing it out there. Hey, while we're doing plugs, how about Trucker CFO? Love that dude. Colton's a cool dude. I like that guy. He talks dude speak. He knows how to explain things to us simple folk so that we can understand what is going on in the accounting world. He can be and would like to be your CFO. You are the CEO. He will advise you, and you make the decisions based on his advice. Just saying. Give him a call. You can send email info@truckercfo.com. You can go to www.truckercfo.com, or you can call that 800 number right there, 800-533-4230, and give them a call and see what they can do for you.
And he won't even screw up your S corp like other companies we know.
Right? You know who did? That reminds me. Bitcoin John did a thing today. He said, I got a text from him saying that there was that legal thing that we had to do. I can't remember the name of it. He said he did it on biz filings or something like that.
Yeah.
Cost him like $140 or something like that, but he got it done. Just saying. I don't know what my phone just did. My phone just did something really weird. Okay. I can't get out of it.
Yeah, I think Colton charges $100 even for it.
Right. Oh, so there's things out there. Hit those dudes up. We like those dudes. Just saying. Hey, need a fuel card? You can go right there. Yes, successintrucking.com/CC. They've got a deal for you there too. Just saying. We've got some things for you. You know,
Just
um,
just a quick warning about the fuel card guys though. That fuel card that they have, that's like the dealer on the street corner saying, hey, you want a
right?
free you want a free thing? Come back to me if you want more. They do so much more than just the fuel card. Um, the contract that I'm benefiting from right now is a contract that they had. Um, they have a path to ownership program that beats a lot of other lease purchase programs out there. Um, it's a specific business model though. Everything they do is this expedited stuff. But yeah, they're just a really good group of guys. I was talking to Jeff Reese earlier today, getting some more information on the fuel card, stuff that I didn't know about that I needed to get clarification on. And man, he was Johnny on the spot with the answers. As a matter of fact, at the end of the month here, probably they got some stuff coming that we're not allowed to talk about until it's here. We
right,
will
but
have
we are
Jeff
going to
Reese
have
on the show to announce the big announcement, some changes that they've made. For now, though, for you guys that are on the ES Success bandwagon for the fuel card, but maybe you, because of the way freight volumes have been and the money situation, you haven't been able to fund the card recently. Go into the app at least and check out the changes in the app.
right.
They have actual routing now in the app. You can put up to 2 or 3. I can't remember which one. 2 or 3 waypoints in it now, and
Price
it'll
less
show you
if
the prices. It'll show you the prices along that entire route that you select. Instead of having to use the WEX app, you could just use their app, and it's more accurate pricing because it's their pricing. They also have the less IFTA price now, so you can do your less IFTA like we teach. I mean, they really, like Charlie and I were just talking about it. A lot of this stuff they came up with because you guys asked for it, so we asked for it, and they put it in their app.
right.
They're very, very customer centered in everything that they do. So yeah, check them out. They won't tell you that they always have the best fuel price, and we won't tell you that either. Do your due diligence.
Right.
Have more than one way to buy fuel, because I've seen Charlie and I were talking about this the other day. Panther doesn't have a tablet like a lot of other carriers do, so there's no GPS in the truck. And of course, I flew down here to get this truck, and I didn't want to bring all my stuff with me, packed light. So I'm using Trucker's Path now, the subscription, the $25 a month, and they have a similar thing to what's the other one, Charlie? Mudflap.
Yeah.
They have a similar thing to Mudflap on Trucker's Path now, where you can pre-purchase fuel at a discount, and it's not very often, but every once in a while I'll see that their price beats ES. Just saying, that's another way to shop for
Right.
fuel. And if you've done your due diligence in the morning, like we teach, and you've shot for fuel along your route, so you say that their TA right there is where I'm fueling. It's at 305, and you're coming up on that TA, and Trucker's Path is saying, "Hey, it's 298 if you want to get it from us." Maybe you do that instead.
Who never called you back, Victor?
I think it's Seabright. Because remember, he was going to call them the other day.
Hang on. I'm going to rectify that right this moment. Sorry, continue with what you were saying, sir.
So yeah, I have not seen that a single fuel purchasing method is 100% the lowest fuel price out there. If you're doing your shopping, if you're checking your Trucker's Path, if you're checking your ES app, if you're checking fuel book and all these things that you're supposed to be doing in the morning, I've told you guys that I do this as part of my pre-trip in the morning. I shop for fuel. Now, when I first started this, it took me a minute. Now I've got it down to, it takes 2 or 3 minutes in the morning. I've done my fuel shopping. I know where I'm buying fuel. I've got my day set. Do your due diligence. and get the lowest fuel price because that's what benefits your business. Uh, Most of the time in the routes that I run, it's going to be ES, but it's still not 100%. So you gotta do what's best for your business. Save those pennies because those pennies turn into dimes, those dimes turn into dollars, and before you know it, you're taking the wife to Hawaii. Who's they, Michael?
All right. I got you, Victor.
Says he got into a new 25 kW and they still beat the Swift price. That's information that needs to be out there because when we were looking at it, the price of truck Swift was actually really, really good. I don't know if they beat the guys down at ES or not, because again, that's a specific operation that they.
Oh, he's talking about
Seabright.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I thought we were talking about trucks for a second, but okay. Yeah, Seabright. They don't beat everybody. So just full disclosure, they're not going to beat OIDA. But OIDA also doesn't have gap. They refuse to cover the gap on a truck. They just flat refuse.
Right.
So if you owe money on a truck, you got to think about that. What's the risk of it being totaled out, and then you're on the hook for $40,000-$50,000 in that gap?
Right. God, that would suck, dude.
So, and when we did that comparison too, Charlie, that was on an apples to apples brand new truck. You know, like my 16, I insured that thing for $45,000 because that was just below the market at the time, and I was paying $100 a month for that.
And we knew the market was going down.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, Swift's got a bunch of 25s over there and sitting around now. Fancy.
Yeah.
I should call Michelle. Be like, Michelle. Hey, Victor. She said she actually tried calling you once. Here you go. Here's service, bro. She said she tried calling you once, but she's going to try and give you another call here in a few minutes. She's still working. It's almost 6 o'clock her time. Just saying, bro. So keep an eye out for a call.
It'll be a Minnesota number.
Minnesota. Unless she calls from, I don't know what her area code is. 956 on her cell. That's all I'll share, just in case. I don't know what that area code is. So keep an eye out for a phone call in the next few minutes.
Yeah, the other thing to bring up with Seabright too. So if you do a thing, if you turn your truck in, call Seabright immediately and give them the date that you terminated that contract, so they can stop the billing. We have seen, I think Charlie, you talked to a few people that neglected to do that and ended up with a surprise. Which shouldn't have been a surprise. Again, take care of your business.
Right. Oh, that's not her area code. That's your area code. I knew that. I'm dumb, bro. Hers is 931. That's her cell. But I don't know what phone she's calling on. I'm just saying, I don't know what Minnesota is. Minnesota. It usually comes up Seabright. Usually when someone from Seabright calls me, though, it says Seabright in the caller ID. Even though it's not the number that I call. So, I don't know. It should come up Seabright. Just saying. I don't know. Keep an eye out. If you get a call in the next couple minutes, you should bail on us and take that call. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Josh, how many miles do you put on your team truck? So I am not a great one to ask that because up until recently, Rosie and I really haven't been running team miles. We're at I'm right at 251,000 miles on my 23 that I got on July 7. This coming July will be 2 years. So really, that's kind of solo miles. The old typical solo miles, 125-ish a year. I'm a little over that because Rosie and I run slightly over solo miles typically. But you can look at, a good team truck should be 5,000 miles a week or however many weeks a year you plan on running every year. I try to run about 40 weeks a year. Has been my typical historical year.
Right.
Do math. Math is hard. But I think that's even if you give it a low average of 4,500 a week or a high average of 6,000 a week, it really depends. I mean, every team's different anyhow. So it's a thing to do. But I'm at 251 right now.
Don't be afraid of mileage, though.
Right.
I mean, as long as you take care of the truck and you save money for the maintenance, right? There's a lot of maintenance that needs to happen right around 1 million miles.
Right.
That could bankrupt a guy if you don't prepare for it. But let's talk about that for a second. So to fix my 16 would be probably about another 15 to 18 grand. So all told, to get it basically brand new again, about 30 grand. Okay.
Right.
That's on 1 million mile truck. It'll go another 1 million miles when I replace all that stuff. Okay. What's the cost of a brand new truck?
Right.
Close to 200 these days.
Right.
200 versus 30, 200 versus 30, 200. Do the math. I get the wanting the warranty and this and that. If that's your comfort zone, get outside your comfort zone. Run your business. Get as much out of that piece of equipment, every last dime out of it.
And take the absolute best care of it you can.
Yep. Just like Charlie's going to do tomorrow. He's going to have his schedule. Do this maintenance.
I walk in with my contract in my hand.
He's not just going to turn the truck in and say, "Hey, I need a B service." No, he's going to tell him, "I need this done." Yes, I know it's $1,200 instead of $5. Just do it.
Yeah, tomorrow will be about $570 if I recall right, because it's the 250. It falls in the standard B service cycle, going by the contract. The next one will be the expensive one, because at every 100,000, you do the big one.
Right.
And that's the power steering fluid filter and fluid change and a bunch of other stuff that I've done twice now. And it's a little more painful. It's about $1,000.
Well, your 300,000 mile, you're going to do the transmission.
Yeah, that one too.
That's another 500.
Wasn't 350 DPF by the contract or something like that? I can't remember. I have to pull it up.
I don't know. I'd have to look at it.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm literally following their contract to the letter on services, and I'm still using max mileage, and I'm still doing pretty happy there. I got a little bummed. I had a string of all heavy loads, which ate me up, and driving a little faster than I should have been, but I needed to, and poor weather and geography got me, right? And so my lifetime average went from 8.99 down to 8.97 last week, and it really made me sad. And I'm going to check to see what it is right now. As of currently right now, my 30 day is 8.97. My 60 day is 9.09. My 90 day is 9.10. So I'm going in the wrong direction, have been. But here's the thing. My 8.97 from last week is back up to 8.98. So my 30 day is climbing over the last week.
Nice.
So I'm going to turn those around. I'm really got to, especially now I'm doing this target thing again on these long runs. Oh, it's gold, bro. Oh, I'm so excited right now for these long runs. You just don't understand.
Crazy got a good one. Have you run the overhead on that truck yet?
Nope. It's been solid. Nothing indicating to work with it. That it needs it. I honestly know it was the weight of freight, the weather, terrain, and the speed I was driving. I know exactly why it was dropping, expected it to drop, made me sad, but I had to meet our customers' needs and my financial goals for those 2 weeks. So to do that, it cost me a little more in fuel mileage, but I think it averaged out overall. Those 2 weeks and the last week averaged out really well, especially with the way that I finished this week. So I mean, this week is a stellar week. I'm pretty happy about it. I was checking. I was talking with Jeff about my settlement just before the show. I was running some of the numbers, and it's my entire month's bills are paid on the next settlement. How's that?
Yeah. So, Craig, I know you listened to Bruce, and what Bruce has said about the DD15s is you don't touch them until you have a fuel mileage drop. The Cummins, he says to, or at least last time I heard him talk about it, do it at 100,000 after that initial break-in period, and then don't touch it until you start losing fuel mileage.
Right.
So I don't know about you've got the Volvo engine. I don't know hardly anything about that one. But yeah, basically you don't open anything up unless there's a reason to, on the newer trucks. And Josh, I think you're going to be surprised at how well a 19 does.
Right.
I think once you pay it off, you're going to be really, really happy. I'm just saying. Because you're past that 2014 where they're talking about now not even needing an M-frame on these things. You just run them till the wheels fall off and then junk them and buy another one. About 2 million miles. But you got to properly maintain them. So the question is the maintenance on that thing going to be more or less than your payments? So your payments on that truck are about $30,000 a year. So the first year after you pay it off, put $30,000 away, and that's your maintenance for that truck for the rest of its life.
Hey, Mike. This week, if you're actually paying the national average of $3.72 per gallon, with the fuel surcharge being 0.403, you need to be averaging 9.23 miles per gallon to break even with the fuel surcharge covering your fuel costs. I can tell you that all week this week, the highest I paid is $3.39. Let me think. Yeah, $3.39, and my last 3 Phillips were $3.19.
You know what the highest I paid this week was?
Shut up, man. Go ahead.
$3.05.
Nice. Nice.
Of course, my surcharge is only 27 cents in this truck.
Yeah, you got a bit higher mile per gallon that you're going to have to break even, bro.
Yep.
So get this, though. My last 4 Phillips, 9.97, 9.35, 9.35, 9.95. Well, that's my last 4 Phillips, excuse me. I can't count. So I'm definitely turning it around, running this Target stuff again. Just saying.
So my cost per mile on this truck so far is 32 cents a mile. So I am out of pocket 5 cents a gallon for fuel.
Nice.
Is that right? 5 cents a mile.
Right.
That's more math than I want to do right now.
I know, right?
But
it's not math day, bro.
Yeah.
It is not math day. Not this time of day. I'm just saying. Yeah, Craig, I don't want to crack her open either. No. Until there's, some sort of indication, an unexplained fuel mileage drop or performance issue, no way. No way am I cracking it.
Well, especially every part where 2 pieces fit together, there's a freaking sensor there somewhere. Just leave it alone.
Right. James is saying he cracked 10 miles per gallon.
Nice.
Give me a long-term average. That's what I want. I'm not cracking on you, but oh, Jeff's screen just froze with his face yawning. That is God. How do I do a screenshot? How do I do? Where is the button? Dang it! Where is it? Good Lord! Oh man, can I make it?
Are you back?
Damn it! You're back. You're locked up like crazy, bro. And I'm gonna save that and show it to you.
Okay.
It was awesome. Oh, dude, you had the greatest face going right there. I'm just saying, I enjoyed that. Oh, anyhow, but yeah,
Somebody's
James,
got to.
10 is awesome. I dig it. Let's see that over the long term. That's what we're looking for. Like I said, I'm giving you lifetime 251,000 miles tracking so far on mine. I'm at 8.98, and I'm pretty happy with that. I'm not gonna lie. My goal is to get it over 9. That's what I've been working towards. For the first little bit, I might have been driving a little fast for a while. So, there's something there, braking and all that and whatever.
So this is interesting. His 30 day is 8.9. So James, what changed to get it so high this week? What did you change? That's interesting.
Right. Yeah. What is different this week than your previous 30 days? That could be an interesting conversation. I feel like somebody just knocked on Jeff's door. It's weird. Jeff's like, excuse me, I'll be right back. But yeah, so James, what's different, man? What are you averaging right now, Craig? Just curious. Because I know you pull heavy all the time, so. Oh, James said 55 versus 59.
Okay. Because he's got a fairly steady route, right?
Yeah, I don't know. You running the same route over and over, James? Didn't he switch to flatbed or something like that?
I don't think so.
I thought he did. I know he's talking about it. Remember he was going through the class there for a minute. I don't know. He can tell us. But sorry, I'm going through the chat.
Oh.
Feel like I missed something. Matt says he's at 8.6. And he's always heavy.
Right.
And he's running in and out of Tennessee up to Wisconsin and all kinds of craziness.
Ugh.
You better stop it, Jeff.
What?
We got 50 minutes to go, man. Hey, and we have a meeting after.
Yep.
That we
Yep,
have
we
to pay
do.
attention to. Oh, he is doing dry OTR.
Craig's
There you
got
go.
some numbers up here. 30-day average of 8.97, 60 at 8.89, 90 at 8.84. So you're going in the right
Nice.
direction, that's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
Some of this is going to be too weather related, and we're way past that winter blend fuel up north of the
Right.
40.
Chris at 9.3 at 62, excuse me, for the last 60 days, miles per gallon go up. As the odometer goes up. There you go.
So Matt Nissen likes his comfort, and all I'm going to say is,
Right. TK comes in at 7.09 on his 30-day. But TK has a 30-day. Thank you, sir. I
Yes.
appreciate you, brother. I remember a lot of time talking to TK. Hey, what's your miles per gallon, bro? He's like, hold on, let me look. 6.7 on the dash. No, bro, you need to track it for real. You need to be able to get long term. And then next time I call, hey TK, what's your average, bro? 7.5 on the dash. No, bro, you need to track it. TK, love you, brother.
Hey, so to give you an idea, for you guys that are looking at getting the APUs, your dash does not account for the fuel that the APU uses.
Right.
So like my dash right now says 13.1. My last fuel up was at 9 something. Bring it up real quick. Make Narc happy because he loves that we do this.
Yes.
9.69 was my last fill up. Dash said 12.5. And it's, the thing with the APUs, guys, is I'm really nice and comfortable right now, but it is still burning diesel. Not nearly what idling the truck would be.
Right.
But it is a factor.
Well, and just won't turn off at all right now.
Right.
So that's a thing.
Yeah. Hopefully in my Western Star, it works right.
Just had to throw it out there, didn't you? Just got to throw it out there. I got you. He's going to become one of those people.
Well, we were talking to Tony Dennis, Mr. Seabright, the other day, and he was actually like, dude, Jeff, you got to tell me how you like that thing. I'm like, well, they're supposed to be nice trucks. I would probably never buy one because they're so dang expensive, but they're supposed to be really nice. He's like, well, you got to let me know because I've got a few clients that have Western Stars that are insured through me, and they're worse than Peterbilt guys, man. They love those trucks for some reason. So I'll have to report back on that once I get in one.
Yep, it's a thing.
I do know that they're Rob and them. They're looking at not buying anymore because of the cost of them. So that gives you an idea of how expensive they are. I remember back in the day, even like when I had my T2000, right when you get out of driving school, I'm gonna have me a Western Star someday. And back then in 2008, those things were $200,000 trucks. I think my brand new T2000 was like 110 at the time. So we'll see if it lives up to the hype.
Bear with me a second.
I'm bearing with Charlie here.
You stop it. TK's got a 6.99 60-day. Just saying, look,
Okay.
TK's tracking, and you're moving in the right direction with your 30-day.
That's right. And he's running heavy averages, about 41K in the box.
I just emailed Ida. I'm like harassing Ida right now. I blew up her text and sent both email addresses.
You're a bad man.
So if you get it before 8 p.m. Tuesday, get in here. Because you know what? That'd make it easier just for her to be able to say, hey, here's what we need. Here's what we can do. Right? That would really make it easy because then it's not just me rambling off this stuff. It was really funny because I had, went on last week and had told people in a quick live in the Facebook group, hey, if you want to run Target, call the number. They'll take solos, mentors, and teams, blah, blah, blah. And the first person they called was a solo, and the person that answered the phone had not talked to Ida as recently as I had. Ida told me, absolutely, we'll take solos and mentors and teams, right? And they told the person, no, we don't
get
want
out of here.
Yeah. And it was a thing. And I tried to be nice and corrective. And said, well, I spoke to Ida after you did. And here's what she wants. So start taking their numbers and names so that Ida can call them and they can have a conversation.
Yep.
I was very good. I was pleased. I could have said it completely different, but I didn't because
I would have said
working on relationships.
Hey, why don't you just stay in your pay grade there, Skippy?
See, that's not helpful to your relationship at all. That's the things I'm trying not to say, Jeff.
Okay.
I'm working on these things. I'm trying to be better.
So one of the funny things about relationship building. So, as you know, I read a lot, and Charlie listens to a lot of books. And there's this book called Critical Conversations. And this book is so good that we use it on each other.
Right?
It's kind of funny.
And we'll catch it on each other. Like,
I see what you're doing.
Hey. All right. And then we'll say something like, all right, bro, just break it down. What did I do wrong?
Yeah.
Just tell me how you need to slap me and get it over with already. Great book, though. Seriously. It works real well. It's funny when you realize someone has read that book and they're working on it with you.
Right. Well, you know, we experience that from time to time with the stuff that we study, Charlie. Like when we went to site, remember we were talking to Jeff Reese. Because, you know, the whole story behind that is we weren't going to go because it's basically, you know, a big sales pitch for ES, and we didn't want to spend their money and all that stuff, but we ended up going. I was telling Jeff Reese, I said, so I'm watching your thing here. This is exactly what Charlie and I are studying right now. You've got your hook, you've got your story, and you've got your close. And Jeff had this big old shit-eating grin. There's no other way to say it. You're exactly right, Mr. Morton.
It was great because we've been learning so much about this stuff, right? And we're like, look at it unfold. And it worked. I mean, it was brilliant. It was beautiful. It was very well laid out, thought out, and it did its job. Like, for real. I could see where it was actually working. And then talking to people who went through that were like, yes, this is the move. You know what I mean? It was cool. I dug it.
Well, and you know, the amazing thing about them too, like when Jason, the CEO of the company, got up to speak, the last little hurrah speech that he gave, is like, look, you know, we brought you all here just to show you what we have to offer. Go around, mingle, meet people, and you make the best decision for your business. We'd love to serve you. And he got off the stage. That was it.
Yep.
I was like, wow, okay.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't a hard sell at all. It was like, look, here's our operation. This is what we do. This is what we offer. These are the people we're looking for. These are the people we are. Mm-hmm. If this works, let's talk some more. If you like what you've heard, let's talk some more. Let's, mingle around the crowd, like Jeff said. Talk to other people. Talk to their vendors who were there. Those people who help make that system work so well behind it all, right? And then let's discuss further. Let's have a deeper conversation and find out what your goals are, and we'll share what our goals are, and let's see if those go together, right?
Well, and when I sat down to the guy that was actually selling trucks at the site, he didn't try to sell me a truck at all. He asked me, what are your business plans? What do you want to do?
Right.
That was the conversation. It was weird. It's not like any other recruiting type thing I've ever been to. There was none of this, hey, we're the best things to slice bread. None of that. Just like, hey, here's what we do. We'd like to work with you. So, Matt, that could actually be a thing, because I look up at my little readout and the battery icon does flash from time to time. So it could just be that the batteries are dying on the truck.
But why would it keep running while you're driving, though?
Well, the truck does need a belt tensioner. I don't know if that would be a thing or not.
I don't know. I'm not that mechanical for that. Hey, Michael, besides Gage's app, what other app is out there that's easy to use and free? I don't know the answer to that.
Well, our go-to for fuel is the Trucker's Path, like I've said, and FuelBook. Trucker's Path is not free to get all of the stuff that they have to offer.
But he's talking about tracking his fuel mileage.
Yeah, the best one is Gauges. Until we
Jeff and I
decide
were
something
talking about
else.
we need to develop an app ourselves.
Okay, we did that. Okay,
We did discuss it. I'm just saying.
I know. Well,
But
the thing with the Gauges app is it's a really great app, but it's been unsupported on Android for so long. We're just
Right.
kind of tired of waiting. And I live in the Silicon Hills at Salt Lake, and I know people, so
Code Central.
maybe we can get something done.
That'd be awesome. That would
So,
be very awesome. Let's just be real.
yep.
The,
we
the
get all
trick is, so the trick to it though, the problem is honestly, and it's the problem that Kevin had with it, is Android keeps making so many changes so often that it could be one little bit of the code line that needs to be updated for it to work. And because that line of code is outdated by a week, it won't work, or it won't let you update, or it says no more, no good anymore, or whatever.
Yep.
It is a bit of a nightmare. So, I mean, we've got to find a way to make it cost effective. And if we can't, then we won't. Let's just be real. I mean, too much out of pocket, just saying, makes things rough. Let's just be real. Hey, never mind. I had to stop myself. Nope, had to stop it. Put the brakes on. Boop, pulled the button. Where are we at? We're about 37 minutes, Jeff.
Community, real quick. Those of you that are in the community now are founding members. Make sure you check the community over the next couple of days, because we're going to be changing platforms on that in the next couple of weeks. We'll have information on that, and we should be relaunching the community for everybody to become involved in the next couple of weeks. It's actually part of our meeting tonight is some of the setup for that stuff.
No, Michael, ATBS does not own Gauges. Kevin Rutherford does.
Yep.
Who was one of the supporters, builders of ATBS back in the day, but whatever.
Well, he was one of the founding members.
Yeah. But he is not associated with them anymore.
No. And I have no problem plugging Kevin's stuff because he does some really good work.
Oh, yeah.
He does have his own accounting services as well. I tried it out for a minute and found it cumbersome myself. So I went back to a full service firm, Tucker CFO. But it is on the cheap. If you find yourself needing to cut some costs, you might look into it.
Right.
The only thing is with his, it's okay at tracking your expenses and coming up with a profit and loss statement if you're good at entering receipts.
Right.
You have to do it all manually. And then at the end of the year, you still have to hire a CPA to do your taxes.
Right.
It does not include the taxes, but it is cheap. So if you want to really take the reins of your business and get deep into your own numbers, I think that's a good way to do it. The relationship I've built with CFO though is they're always a phone call away from me, or an email away. If I have questions about my profit and loss statement where I could do better, they're there for me. And I just really like the full service stuff.
Right.
I'm lazy like that.
You could build a simple Excel file.
Yeah.
Thinking.
Well, I'm running my weekly books right now on Google Sheets.
But I again, I'm going back to the Gauges thing. You could run a simple Excel sheet and track your averages and build some formulas in there to give you your last 30, 60, 90 days rolling and your lifetime overall. And be able to do it on your phone. Can everybody use Excel on Android? Or do you have to have the Microsoft product installed?
I think you have to have 360.
You might be able to use Google Sheets as well.
Google Sheets is free.
Yeah. I don't know how to formulate as well in Google Sheets, not going to lie. I can write formulas better in Excel.
Well, I've been using Google Sheets a little bit recently, and it has a very, very good help menu.
That's fair. Yeah.
I mean,
So
the problem that you run into doing it yourself is that it's not a simple rolling average like people think it is.
right.
You got to be able to account for partials. You got to have
Right.
that part of the statistical model that just kills the outliers, like that 113 mile per gallon fill up you had last week and the 2 mile per gallon fill up you had last month. There's all sorts of stuff in there if you want a real accurate number. So
Yeah, there's a way to do this.
yeah, but it's gonna make my brain explode.
Yeah, and I don't have the time right now. Let's just be real. I mean, this is we need to find a coder.
Get Mike to do it.
Okay.
He just built his own computer and it wrote his own operating system for it, so I think he might be able to do it.
You need to get him on that. Be like, look here, son. I've got
Time
a product for you."
to pay Dad back for all the misery.
Look, you tell him I will give him $10 for the final product to buy it from him. Or if he promises to keep it updated, right?
$10 a week.
Okay. I was gonna say we could get it up on the App Store, right?
Yeah.
And advertise for him on it. And he could keep the app money, right?
Yeah, there you go.
You know, $2 for the app to buy it one time, or whatever it is he thinks he needs to work it out. I'm just saying it. I feel like
this is a discussion that we need to have down the road.
What are you talking about? Let's just right here on the air, Jeff. What's wrong with you? Isn't this a look? You know, brain.
I don't think people understand how expensive it is to write an app.
I know.
We're talking tens of thousands of dollars for a final product, and then it's got to be updated, and then
you can farm it out to India for half.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
I don't want to do that. I'm not gonna lie.
Look at this Matt guy. Easy enough to do. Okay, Matt.
Look, I was thinking about throwing something at Matt and being like, Matt's our Excel dude. And a simple Excel sheet, but you need to make it work in Sheets as well. And numbers for iPad.
So you need to make it Matt, you need to make it in D-based format so that it's a nice screen like Gage's is for the input.
Right.
It's a big project.
You need to get on that, Matt. Let's just throw it out there. Matt, we're going to need that tomorrow.
Yep.
We'll feature it on the website and the private community. We'll talk about it we can talk about it in the podcast and on the live show.
Yeah, there you go.
Look, as long as it's reasonably priced and does what we need it to do and it keeps updated, I have absolutely no problem promoting something like that. Right? It's got to keep working with these platforms, operating systems. That's why I think an Excel format or a Sheets format or a numbers format is the way to go, because those work. They just work. They don't care which version of Android you're using. Right? And you have your own personal file and you just keep it, man. Store it in the cloud. Matt. Fine, bro. Fine. Friday. We need that Friday close of business. All right. We're gonna move on now. There you go. Jim Wall, $2.99 annual subscription. There's enough people out there that you can make a couple bucks doing that. I'm just saying. You could do it. I have faith in you, Matt. Make it happen. We'll promote it for you. Just saying. We won't even charge you for promotions. See what I did there?
There you go. A little horse trading.
Right. I'm just saying. Oh man, I don't think Ida's gonna respond to me. I think she's doing other things. Like dude,
She's probably
she is.
playing in trucks.
She's probably out cold because she was working days and then she worked 2 nights straight and then came back and worked on Saturday after working the night shift, and it was nuts. This week has been nuts. I think they're finally starting to get a grip on it. When I was talking to them yesterday, I'm like, so how did Sunday go? They're like, oh, train wreck. And Monday didn't look like it was much better, but I think it was a little better. But it's a lot that they're working on. I kind of feel for them right now. They're earning their cash right now. I can tell you that. So it's a thing. But definitely you should give Ida a call if you're. Let me see if I can find that number. I know it's up there somewhere. Just in case. Apparently, Trucker Dan spoke to Steve today, and they are full up on solos. So they need mentors and teams.
Okay.
If they need anything at all right now, it's mentors and teams. They've got enough solos. Solos are really quick to fill, honestly. And don't take this wrong, but a dime a dozen right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and their big push always, honestly, is teams. But when things go upside down, they'll do what they can and grab whoever they can to make sure that they can cover what they need to cover.
Right.
It just kind of sucks for the solos sometimes, a day out, 10 hours down, day back, 10 hours down, day back. It could be okay, but it's that rotating schedule a lot of times, and that gets rough. So
I'm going to throw something in there. You have to be creating the value with your activities in order for them to be able to afford you. That's what I ran into with every Walmart DC that I worked for, was that value prospect, because I refused to pay to sign any of the contracts. I would do surge, but I wouldn't sign that contract. And so I had to figure out what the value proposition was for each account and kind of sell it. And I'll just give you a clue. At Walmart, it is run your 14-hour clock every day, right down to the wire, man. That provides them with the value they're looking for.
Right. I'm putting a new message at 3705.
Okay.
Too many zeros.
There you are.
I clicked on something. New comments. Go to the bottom. There you go. So they don't need solos, apparently. Steve will know. Steve knows things. Steve and I are they're the ones that know things. So
nice.
If Steve says something, you can take it.
Awesome.
So look at that. Victor Jackson has been all taken care of. He's going to be getting an email here shortly, according to Sandy. See, making things happen. Just saying. Just got to let us know sometimes what's going on, guys. If you're having issues, reach out to us. Let us know. With the people that we deal with. And sometimes we can help expedite some of those. Not all the time. But sometimes we can help expedite those issues and get people to reach out. Sometimes they get busy and sometimes they miss it. And Jeff and I will use our relationship and say, hey, we've got a guy or a gal or whatever, and they need some help. And they're like, oh, crap. Let me get to them. And look, that just happened. Just saying. It's pretty cool. I dig it. I love when that stuff works.
That's one of the reasons we do what we do, is that, we've built this team of people. We built relationships with them. And one of our big things is to make our team your team. If you have issues with any of these people that we talk about, let us know, and let us help you with that stuff.
Yeah, Sandy's awesome, by the way, Seabright. In case you don't know, Sandy's awesome. Sandy loves to talk. I call Sandy for a quick 1-minute thing, and you guys know how I like to talk if you've ever talked to me on the phone. So Sandy and I getting on the phone, I could take up half her day. We talk about kids, family, life, so many things long before we ever get to trucking insurance.
You know, Charlie,
or
that sounds an awful lot like kissing butt to me, and I just don't do that.
right, or what I like to call building relationships. You know, and I genuinely enjoy my conversations with Sandy. That's the thing. And look, sometimes people fake the funk and they're like, "Oh, hi, how you doing?" They don't really care. You need to put in a little effort and be genuine.
Yeah, that's a big key in relationship building. And if you find yourself, I know that there's a lot of people, Charlie, that oh, I just don't like people. Well, maybe you work on that. I'm not saying you've got to be all kumbaya with everybody, but absolutely take an interest in your fellow human beings and
Right.
see what happens.
Yep, Victor. I was just telling everybody that she just texted me and said that she spoke to you and she's getting the email out shortly and how awesome it is. And I love Sandy. Sandy, if you happen to ever listen to this, I love you. She's just a nice lady. I want to go hang out with Sandy. I think I could probably get Sandy to go drink beer with me. That's what I think. Or maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, there was a time I was up there on the 94 going through the Twin Cities, and I needed to call Seabright for something, and I had gotten all the way over to the Wisconsin side. And Sandy asked me, "So where are you at today, Jeff?" I said, "Well, I just went through the Twin Cities." She's like, "And you didn't stop? I would have taken you to lunch."
Mm-hmm. I know. And I have yet to be able to get up there since we've been dealing with Seabright. Figure that out.
Yeah.
It's like I want to go there and I can't get up there. I don't want to plan a trip there necessarily. But I would not turn down freight going to Minnesota right now, which is weird.
Remember when they used to have that terminal up there? I used to love that place.
Yeah. I did not enjoy it a lot, but I dealt with it. It wasn't as bad as some, that's for sure.
Well, the nice thing, it was Inver Grove Heights, and it was just south of the big city. So it was out of the city. So that was kind of nice. And it had to be the cleanest Swift terminal ever.
Right.
They really kept that terminal nice.
Chris Hamilton, if you and your blow up doll have a 140-hour work clock, I'm sure they'll work you in, bro. Whatever.
He put that up there twice because he thought you didn't see it before.
I know. I just ignored it. I honestly glossed over it, honestly. But I figured I'm not going to pass up the second one because that's just funny. But now we know the answer for real, for sure, as of current. Because as of yesterday, she was like, I could take the solo still or something like that. I don't know. But that situation is fluid. It is constantly. Yeah, Chris said, I can do it. It's not what you can do. What can you legally do? That's the problem.
In California, they keep catching people in the POV lanes with dead people in the passenger seat. So.
Uh-oh.
See what happens?
It's not my fault.
Happens?
Jeff led me down this path.
I so did not. I ignored both of them. I was being good.
Oh, man. Whew. See, look, I even ignored the earlier helium question, but I'm going to throw it up there now. Whatever. Just saying. Yep. Yes. So it's not a matter of what you can do. It's a matter of what you can legally do. Let's put that little caveat on there.
Yes.
I could probably come pretty close to doing that myself. Honestly, there's some weeks where I could pull it off. In a way, I kind of miss the paper log days when you could do things like that, but not really. Just slightly every now and then. Exactly, Chris. Legal schmeagle. No, we are not condoning illegal activity here. Contractors Corner and Road Warrior Entrepreneurs do not condone illegal activity.
That's right.
Just had to throw it out there. Look, that
all
was
on the up and up.
Huh? You like that, Jeff?
Yeah.
Sometimes I do things right. Not really. Sometimes. But even a broken clock is right twice a day.
So they say.
Unless it's a 24-hour clock, and then it's only right once a day.
Or if you're looking at your dash clock in a Freightliner, which is never correct.
True. Isn't that weird?
It is weird.
There
Mine
must
is
be
7 cents. Mine is 7 minutes faster in this truck.
You said 7 cents, and that's funny. Just saying. Not that we're thinking about money or anything. I enjoyed that. Has anyone used a different ELD other than the Zonar? And that question is directed to Swift contractors, I'm sure. Someone was talking about there was something else out there. No, someone was talking about buying their own Zonar. That's what it was. I don't recommend that, by the way.
Well, there's issues with doing that because Swift does legally have to have record of your logs. So it comes to, can you get them those logs every day, which by regulation they have to have.
And are they compatible with their systems? And
right, because I looked at it years ago, just getting my own system, because remember when we were having all those problems with the Qualcomm,
right,
and I was like, I'm going to get the RAM McNally dongle,
right.
But nope, not compatible with Swift systems, so I couldn't do it.
I've been enjoying mostly the new one, the
that thing,
yeah,
Geotab
every day, Jeff. That name will not stick in my head. I don't know why. I did have a problem.
They use the Samsara over here at Panther, and it's okay. It somehow it links to the engine. It's on a Motorola phone, so I have issues with it sometimes, thinking that the truck's moving even after I've shut it off. So I don't know. There's a lag.
Yeah,
there's gonna be issues with any system, but
yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's weird. I would wait to look around, Jim, until after they make this final decision on Geotab.
it should be coming up.
Yeah,
it should be coming up, right?
Well, they said on their last video last week that they're putting it in like another 1,000 trucks coming up here real quick.
Okay.
Those of us who are in it right now, there's a small group of people who are using it. To the best of my knowledge, Rosie and I were the first team and first contractors put on it. And there was like a whole thing, like they're like, oh, we don't even know how to log in a team on this thing. Let's figure it out. And I had a guy, dude, the guy Robert from Logs works over at the Night Building in Phoenix, right? And I was over at the Swift terminal, and the dude like set up time to come over, climbed in the truck with Rosie and I, and we went through some steps and tried to do some troubleshooting, and it was fun. It was cool. It was some talk about support. You know what I mean? And we've found a lot of issues. We've made some suggestions. Most of the issues have been solved. The suggestions are being implemented. It's pretty awesome. I'm enjoying the way that they're supporting it and building it right now, which is cool. I did have a problem this week where it was crazy, and I don't know if they fixed it yet. And it did a thing. Rosie and I were in the middle of a shift change in the Alabama-Florida line in Alabama Way Station or wet rest area on I-10 the other day. Last Thursday night, as a matter of fact. Somehow in our shift change, I did not log out of the system, but it disassociated me from the truck. It said that I left the truck. And then Rosie started on her driving trip and drove all the way to Houston. So it took me out of the sleeper berth and threw me off duty. And I cannot change the off duty to sleeper berth because I cannot go back and manually associate myself to the truck for that time period. And when I was dealing with them over the weekend, they did not have an answer. Someone was supposed to call me Monday. That didn't happen. So I need to reach out to them. Maybe I'll reach out to them tomorrow while I'm staring at the shop guys tomorrow. That might be a good idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a thing. But really, so I think I asked for them to make a change on I can't remember the exact description of it. And they made that change, and right after that, some weird wonky things started happening. So I may have caused a problem. one of those unintended consequences in the coding where they fixed one
Great.
line, but yeah, they fixed one line, but it screwed up line 3, 4, and 5 or something like that. You know what I mean? And so maybe it's just something they need to work through. So I don't know, but I'm digging it. Yes, GeoTab, James. It's pretty awesome. I like the new system. I like I was a little resistant, even though I volunteered when I was asked to do it, to test it for contractors. They were particularly concerned about our use of PC on it, how that it would log it, things like that, some shop reporting stuff. If you list an issue in your log, like on your pre-trip, post-trip DVIR stuff, it's supposed to notify the shop system, who can then say, hey, we're sending someone out to fix it if it's something that needs to be fixed, or swing by this place and get it fixed there, so that you can get it rectified on your logs. He said rectified. 12-year-old. I can't help it. And so that was something they were implementing with me, and they had me working on it. It was kind of neat. It was fun. And they seemed to have that working, I think, because the last thing I heard was, hey, it's gold. Thank you. We don't need you to send me anymore, because I was sending in these BS, headlight broken or whatever type thing. So I think they got it reporting to the shop. But yeah, they've really been.
That right there is gold.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah. And it, for the trailers, particularly if you think about it, do your DVIR, right? Your post trip. Oh, it's got bad brakes, needs a tire, whatever. Don't have to go back and do that macro, whatever it was, the number 30 something. I hope you're still doing that too, though. I have been. I'm just saying. And get these things fixed. I had quite a few in the last few weeks where, I get to the shipper and receiver and bad trailers, and I'm like, nope, can't use that one, can't use that one. And so I'm sending in the macro saying, hey, these are the problems with these trailers at this customer. Can you please go fix them? That would be awesome. It's a thing.
Sweet.
But yeah, GeoTab, I'm digging it. I like the format of the log system. I'm waiting to be told that it's okay for me to actually share screens and things like that. And I'll probably throw a video up at some point for you Swift guys on GeoTab. I know some other companies are using GeoTab, and other people have had good, and some have had bad experiences with GeoTab. I've seen in different forums and things like that. So there's good and bad with everything, but I like the format once I started to understand it.
That's the thing, is there's always a learning curve when you have a piece of new technology.
I was a little pissy at first, not gonna lie. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. And yeah, there's a thing going on, but that's fine. I like it. I like that they saw the shortcomings of the Zonar system for the ELD side. One of the cool things, the way that it's supposed to work, I'm going to say supposed to work, is you log into the Point app and it logs you into your GeoTab ELD from there.
Okay.
Automatically. So then when you're in GeoTab, let's say, Rosie and I are switching shifts. I tap on my logs and you go back to the Point app and it automatically logs Rosie out of Point and logs me into Point. Which is cool, because then I get the messages that were sent to me. She gets the messages that were sent to her, and there's not that weird mix up.
Not a big jumble.
Right. And so I like that. So it's a single point login is how it's supposed to work. There's a little issue with it right now since that change they made. And I think that might be part of what's causing some problems currently. But yeah, I think there's some really cool things going, and they're aware of it, and they're actively making these changes, which is cool.
Nice.
So hopefully by the time many people get it, there's actually going to be quite a few updates. There is training on the Swift University on GeoTab, and I can tell you that it's not great. And there's quite a bit of it already that's changed since they made that training because of the updates and upgrades they've made. So yeah.
Nice.
That's funny.
Mike Henderson's headed over to Lake City.
Yeah. And right here, hopefully I have a young student when I get the new tablet. That way he can teach this old fart how to use it. Ain't that the truth? I'll send my grandson up to you. The middle one, he's a genius, I tell you.
Did you ever think that you'd get to that point? We always used to make fun of our parents How do
right?
you program the VCR? And now it's like, how do I log into Netflix again?
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. It drives me nuts.
I'm not sure what announcement he's talking about, but where can I find the announcement made on May 30th? Do you know what that's about?
Hmm.
Help us out, Michael.
Is that the one that they, I don't know. Are you talking about the live video they did? If it is, I honestly wouldn't even bother. That video was not helpful this
great.
month. It was not helpful this month. I like those guys. Don't get me wrong. I like
About the smart driving tablets.
yeah. Don't waste your time on it. There was really no real information. Honestly, that video, they only did a half hour and they kept it to a half hour. And most of the time they were talking about the smart drive stuff. So, you know, it was a
Right.
thing. And they very little about the geotab. They barely touched on it, but they did say they were going to be adding like 1,000 or something like that here real soon. They're not looking for people to volunteer to be the geotab testers right now. They're literally pulling, batches of fleets that are out there, like,
Like
you
if
know.
they're in for a B service or something.
Well, no, that what they're doing is they're saying, okay, like Troutdale, a small terminal, we're going to pull your guys and you're going to test. So here's another 300, right? And maybe the Las Vegas guys, we're going to grab those guys and all of them are going to be on geotab. And that's going to be another however many, you know what I mean? So I think that's what they're doing is they're trying to pull smaller fleets and blend them in that way to get a broad test. They don't want individuals. Jules did say that. She's like, that I appreciate you volunteering and offering, but it kind of doesn't work that way because they need batches of people doing it. So it's a thing.
Interesting.
But I like Jules. Jules, if you don't know, is the VP of safety for Swift. And David Tillman is the Night Swift Trans VP of safety and a lot of other words. He's got a monster title, and I say that to him all the time. He's like, yeah, I know it's a lot. And Ken McBee were in that video. So I like the people, and I don't think they would have their feelings hurt by me saying that it may not be what you're looking for, Michael. Wasn't a lot of discussion about the geotab. Hopefully they're going to do some more and have a little more discussion. But again, there's a small test batch out there working with it right now and making improvements and that kind of thing. So, not a ton of information they really can put out.
Right.
So I'm digging it though, honestly. Oh, and here's this is a great upgrade from Zonar to geotab. Zonar requires a physical attachment of the tablet to the ECM. So when it's jiggling in the cradle, that's causing the logging problems with Zonar. Right. Geotab does not require a physical connection. Your tablet could literally be on your bunk in bed, and it's still going to log your stuff fine. It's got a wireless connection to the ECM. So that is a huge upgrade, honestly, which is nice. So I'm digging that. That all by itself is huge. Problem is they're still using the old cradle, so you still have charging issues here and there, and it's a thing, but whatever.
Right. Hey, you want to throw up the thumbnail Donna just made?
Yeah, if you got it. Oh, there he is.
Matt Wright, Lessons Learned on My Journey. That's our next podcast that's up. Should be up probably by next week, I would say. Our podcast guy says he wants to put it up in the next couple days. So that could be tomorrow or that could be next Monday.
Right.
So it was a really good discussion with Matt about his journey of going from a company driver to an owner operator back to being a company driver and the whole why he did what he did. And man, he's just really happy right now doing what he's doing.
Yep. That's going to be episode 8 of the podcast.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So Matt's claim to fame with us is he's the one that originally got us interested in the fuel card at ES Success in Trucking.
Yep.
So he's the one that beat us over the head with numbers.
He did. It was great too. We were so resistant too.
Well, I've had a lot of discussions since I left the old Papa Swift there, and those of you that know me know there's nothing I do that's a knee-jerk reaction.
For real.
This deal that I made has been a year in the making, and I just finally pulled the trigger on it. And so when Matt came to us and said, "Hey, you guys are idiots," we're like, "Prove it," and he did.
did.
And then
Oh man, did he?
we were sad, but we didn't get mad. What we did was we went and got the dang fuel card.
Right. Exactly. And then made a deal with them to say, hey, we got these people who would really benefit from this. Can you support that? And they're like, abso-freaking-lutely. Bring them, bro.
Yep.
And that's how we built that relationship with Jeff Reese and the folks over at ES.
Yep.
And we really like those people. Like, it's turned into a huge thing for us. We really like that entire group of people. I have not met anyone at ES who I did not enjoy talking to.
Yep.
From the staff. Is it wrong that I made that distinction? I apologize.
Okay.
I met a couple odd ducks, but that's everywhere. That's trucking.
Yeah. Yeah.
That reminds me. I need to get a hold of that team driver that we met at that side event, D, and get her on. We're gonna do a podcast with her, talk about her journey. She's had a pretty cool journey.
Yep. They
started out over at Swift and branched out into other things, and now they run an expedited freight. And yeah, they got a cool story. I enjoyed them at the side event. We hung out after the last night at the event, and her husband, co-driver, and I were hanging out outside, smoking cigars, chatting. And we had a really good conversation. I was like, I should get you on the podcast. He's like, yeah, better you get my wife on.
Yes.
I'm like, okay.
I believe his exact words were, well, she'll do it.
Right. and then she texted me, and I haven't texted her back in a while. So, D, by any chance, if you're watching, I have not forgotten. We're just trying to get through a crazy, tumultuous schedule right now. We do have you on our schedule, even though you haven't confirmed, and I haven't confirmed with you the date yet because we don't have a date yet. But yeah, it's a thing. We're working on it. I promise. Jeff, we're coming up here on the last couple minutes, man.
Yep.
Anything you want to throw out there before we get ready to wrap this thing?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Cool.
Why did the truck driver sit on a clock?
Why, Jeff?
Because he wanted to be on time.
What?
So we actually asked GPT for clean trucker jokes. That's what we were doing before the show.
Wait, where did mine go? I lost it. Oh, wait. It gave me a couple of really bad ones. Why did the scarecrow become a trucker or become a truck driver?
Why?
Because he was outstanding in his field and always wanted to hit the road. What? Whatever. Don't judge us. Matt said he's going to work on a spreadsheet for folks to track fuel mileage, specifically to track fuel mileage, and I think that's going to be a cool thing if we can make that happen. I think a spreadsheet is the way to go versus an app at this point right now, because it'll just be universal for different platforms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Excel works on whatever, right?
Right.
And Sheets works wherever. Google Sheets really may be the way to do it, though. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Because the iPhones can use Google Sheets, right?
Yep.
And Android can use Google Sheets. That may be the way to figure it out. I'm just saying. Good night, Craig. Good night, everybody. Just so you know, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe and things like that. Oh, I just now saw a message from you earlier, Jeff. Sorry. That's funny. I'm a terrible person. Yeah, my bad. But seriously, we try to be here every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Last week was the fluke where we did it on a Monday because I had some weird scheduling, or the Monday before I came. Look, it's all gone right now. I don't even know where I was yesterday, barely. So yeah, you guys be careful. Take care of each other. Make sure you're looking after each other. There's nobody out here looking after us but us. And you guys, we'll see you here next week at 6 p.m. Eastern. And right now, for the next 8 weeks, it looks like I'm going to be home Tuesday nights again for a bit. I'm not going to be OTR. I'm doing this Target thing. We'll see you guys. Jeff, you be careful. I'll see you in our meeting here shortly. That's Jeff. I'm Charlie. This is Contractors Corner and the Road Warrior Entrepreneurs. We are here for you guys. Check us out. Come see all the stuff we're doing, and we'll see you soon.